Welcome to Bow Hunting North America.
This week we're going to head to South Texas on a management whitetail hunt with Mellon Creek Outfitters.
And while y'all watch that, I'm going to see if I can connect on a whitetail.
Mellon Creek Outfitters is located in South Texas just outside of Refugio. Their 3,000 square foot lodge is nestled in the midst of some unspoiled South Texas brush country, and it overlooks a freshwater pond and offers all of the amenities and comforts of home. The dining room offers the perfect setting to enjoy 3 home-cooked meals and snacks prepared and served from their gourmet kitchen each and every day during your hunt. The spacious living area is a great place to unwind and enjoy some good conversation or catch the big game on the large flat-screen TV. When you arrive at your hunting destination, it's always a good idea to check your equipment. You can shoot your bow in an archery target just outside of the front door, or you can make a trip to the rifle range to zero your rifle. There is also a skeet shooting range right next to the rifle range. The terrain at Mellon Creek Outfitters is comprised of mesquite brush and scattered oaks. They've got senderos cut through the brush so you can get around the place. You can hunt out of pop-up blinds, you can hunt out of box blinds or tripods. You can hunt over a feeder, or you can hunt game trails. And if you come at the right time of year, you can even rattle in your big buck. The first morning of the hunt, I was hunting in a pop-up blind on a sendero above a mesquite flat where the deer like to bed at night. About 8 o'clock, I had a real nice management 8-point walk in front of the blind 3 times. Unfortunately, he never stopped long enough to give me a shot. After the morning hunt, it was time to head back to the lodge for some home-cooked food. Now, as you can tell, this is not your typical lunch. I normally don't get to eat this way when I'm out hunting, but let me tell you, this was some good food. After a great lunch, it was time to look at a few trail cam photos. When we headed out for the afternoon hunt, we saw this nice buck bedded down in the shade. Well, it's the first afternoon of our hunt here, just outside of Refugio, Texas, with Mellon Creek Outfitters. We hunted a different stand this morning and we saw a pretty good management 8-point, but we never had a shot opportunity. We've switched stand locations this afternoon and we're hunting on edge of a mesquite flat, and we've got a drainage ditch that runs behind us, and these deer come out of the mesquite flat and walk up and down this drainage ditch. They've got some photos of some pretty good bucks over here, so we're going to sit it out till dark and see what happens. About 5 o'clock, the deer movement began, and we had this nice young 8-point walk right by our blind. As we were watching the young 8-point, we noticed some more deer out in the field. One of them was a nice management 8-point, and the other was a trophy buck. Well, it's about 4 o'clock and we're back out here at that box stand where we were earlier this afternoon where we saw that good 8-point. We just got settled in the blind. The wind is perfect. When we came in here, we had 4 or 5 doe that were already out feeding in the field. And they didn't really bust out of here when we walked in. They just kind of walked down to the other end of the sendero. So we're set up, and hopefully those 8-points are going to show up here in a little bit. There's supposed to be several of them hanging around this blind. So we'll see what happens here in just a few minutes.
We had only been in the blind about 10 minutes when we saw a deer on the pipeline, and it turned out it was one of the management bucks that we wanted to shoot. Now normally this deer would walk down the pipeline and walk within 30 yards of the blind, but we had a turkey that was right in front of our blind, and I guess the buck didn't like it, so he stopped about 70 yards from us, and then for some reason he just went into the brush. Once he went into the brush, he cut the corner and reappeared on the other side of the field about 60 yards from us. With all of the deer over 200 yards away from us now, I didn't think it was going to happen, but a huge pig showed up and he pushed all of the deer our way.
Ranged him at 37 yards. Put my 40-yard pin low on him. I think he took a few more steps. He was angling toward us. He may have came a little closer. He's still hanging out right over